Hi, I'm Annika Johnson from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go! Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. Today we are in Ellison Bay, Wisconsin at the Vault with Curt Bawden. And I can actually say, which all of you know that I say this every time, I've never been in here since it's been the Vault. And I'm a little bit mad at myself now that I walked in and to see everything in here and what he has. So I'm super excited about this and you to tell us all about this, because I always start with Curt. Where did you come from? How did you get here? I know it's a lot to talk about in a little bit of time, but we need to know how you got here. What was your thing in life and how did you get here?
Sure. Back in, must have been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old. My parents came up to Peninsula State Park, did the camping. Then graduated to Clark Lake and went to Miller's Cottages for the 1 week, our summer trip. Had to be in Door County.
Did you love it?
And it was amazing, especially Cave Point.
Oh, yeah. Whitefish Dunes.
Yes, yeah. And getting sprayed by the water, pounding against the rocks. So back in 1979, my parents decided to buy a little cherry orchard, and that was from the Charneys.
And that's so interesting because the Charneys, and we had never met, but when we spoke, you told me this, and Joyce Charney and Roger, they are friends of mine, and all their kids worked at Al's pretty much. And Joyce just passed away, and I just went to her funeral just on, it was Tuesday of last week.
Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah. And she worked for us for 35 years. And so you bought her farm.
So yeah, Roger and Joyce were our next door neighbors.
They're awesome.
And they were.
Yeah.
And I'd say a good friend with Ron.
Oh, RC's my neighbor.
RC. Oh, yeah. Okay. So our RC's
everybody out there in Door County Girl knows RC because I shop at his house when I needed something.
So RC had a big hand in how this looks in here as well. So they buy this cherry orchard back in '79, and at the time I was 17, and ended up going to work at Bay Ridge golf course.
Okay.
Then
Did you golf?
I did. I was a golfer.
Okay.
So my boss at the time, Peter Trenchard, everyone knew Pete.
Sure.
And so I worked for him and Diane for 5 summers. The 4th and 5th summer was at this little place called Woodland Village Motel across from the Red Putter, which is now Somerset.
Yes, I remember.
And so yours truly lived behind the motel in this little barn. And cool. I managed, along with Pete's mom, managed this motel. He sold the motel, which meant I would be out of job. And the summer of '84, my dad went to the neighbor who was Johnny Beans Anderson.
Johnny Beans, he's my neighbor too.
Okay.
Johnny Beans was my bus driver.
Okay, so this
small world.
Johnny had this popcorn wagon, and my dad went to John and said, "Hey, you want to sell this popcorn wagon?" Okay, we buy this popcorn wagon, and we don't know where to put it. And Dad says, "Hey, why don't you go to Wilson's and talk to Tim Christofferson and see if he'll let you put this popcorn wagon out front of Wilson's." And Tim had come from McDonald's. He was an advertising executive. And so here I am, 22 years old. I approached Tim, say, "Hey, what do you think if I put this wagon out in front of Wilson's?" He's like, "What a great idea. It'll attract more customers to Wilson's."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, okay, how much in rent?" And he said, "Nothing." He says, "Nothing. Here's the thing though, come work for me on the grill for 4 days a week. I'll pay you for that. You can put your popcorn wagon out there, and then the Wilson girls can work for you in the wagon.
That's a
I'm telling you,
no-brainer.
to this day, it was the most money I've made in the summer in my life.
And you were 22.
And I'm 22. I graduated from Stout, and then
I went to Stout.
You what? When? Oh, God.
I told you this is a small world. I didn't. I graduated from Stout,
You did,
but I didn't start there. I started.
Neither did I. I started at Carroll,
and I started in Utah.
Oh my God!
And so I ended up finishing at Stout. Weird.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
go on.
What was your degree?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I can't. Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, so hotel and restaurant was part of home economics. And anyway, so last semester
I did too. No, textile design.
Okay, all right.
I started in hotel restaurant, but I switched to textile design.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. How weird.
Okay.
We probably saw
So,
each other on campus. I didn't even know you.
I was there so it was my second school. I was there from 82 to 84.
I think I graduated in 83 or 84.
I was December of 84.
Okay.
And then I took off to Dallas to start a food service career, never to come back to Door County.
Huh.
And then here I am.
Well, what made you come back?
I always had loved it. My folks had lived outside of Milwaukee in Wauwatosa.
Okay, but wait. Before, I don't know what happened with the popcorn wagon.
So what happened? So I ran this in 1980, the summer of 84. And then what happened was the city fathers of Ephraim all voted no more wagons in Ephraim. So that was the end of having.
Why? Because they sold the restaurant, or
no,
what
it
happened?
was just they didn't like the appearance of a wagon that was going to be a temporary structure in Ephraim.
Sort of like a food truck.
Yeah. And so maybe I was the first food truck in Door County. I don't know, but
you probably were.
Ephraim didn't like it, and so then my parents took the wagon and they would go to the Fall Fest and Sister Bay. They go to Bailey's Harbor, so the wagon still lived like another 10 years. And my parents would still peddle popcorn.
Do you still have the wagon?
I don't. It was my parents donated it to, I think, Scanned or something.
And then what happened
way
to
back?
It? They sold it?
I don't know what it was. It was a pretty rough wagon.
So you don't really miss the wagon.
Don't miss it, and so you can't see it now, but I bought one, and that's what's in the parking lot.
Yeah, tell them about that, because he's looking for someone to run the popcorn.
Yes,
some 22-year-old could come here and do what he did.
So I bought this popcorn wagon last fall in November because I wanted to have it at Chris Kindle Mart. Mm-hmm. And now I'm looking for someone to take on the wagon, run your own business, and I'll supply the popcorn, and let's find a location.
Yeah.
So
anyone out there interested?
It's a lot of
come
fun.
to the vault and talk to Curt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. So back in 2018, decided to buy a house up here in Ellison Bay, and it was going to be a summer home because I'd always come back here, I was in Los Angeles for 30 years, and had a really nice career out there, but always loved Door County, and eventually wanted to move back and live here. So came back in the summers, and then COVID hit, and decided let's move to Door County for good.
Yeah.
So that was in 2020. And in brief, I was coming down 42, heading to Nicolet Bank, and saw the for sale sign being pounded in out front. And
you saw him actually pounding it in.
Pounding it in, called the realtor and said, okay, how much you want? It's sold. And within 24 hours, we had a deal. And so that's how I got this. And thought, hey, why not a popcorn and ice cream store in Ellison Bay? Yeah.
Because you knew that popcorn was a good thing. I mean, obviously, because you did it before.
Yeah.
But okay, so I have never been in here before, and when I walked in the door, I'm blown away because it is so nice in here. And he has so many great ideas in here. But of course, I got sidetracked right away and zoomed in on his dad's trolls or little gnomes.
Yes.
And I'm like, where did you get that? And then he told me a little story. So kind of talk about your dad real quick, because I have to say that he's amazing and a wood carver. And I mean, my gosh, I wish I would have met him.
Yeah. So my dad was a high school guidance counselor down in the Milwaukee area. And as a young guy, probably in his 30s, 40s, he started to learn how to carve. He retired early at 57.
Wow.
Wisconsin Education Association gave him the early retirement package. And he's like, I'm done. And he actually went back to school to learn how to carve.
Cool.
What do you know? And so, yeah, in the back there, I call it his masterpiece.
He's beautiful. If you have to see him
Yeah.
close up, the birds spin on his head, on his shoulder, and down by his feet. And there's a little surprise behind it for the ladies.
That's right.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is because you've got to come in and see
You've
it.
got to come in and see.
Yeah.
And then this guy happens to be Jens Jensen, who was the founder of The Clearing. And my dad always was inspired by Jen's work.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, he did.
At first, I thought it was Albert Einstein.
Yeah,
I was like, why do you have Albert Einstein up there?
Or I get Mike Ditka.
Yes.
And then my mom is also very creative, and she did this watercolor at The Clearing.
With a teeny
With a
tiny
little
gnome
the
right
little
there.
gnome. Yeah.
I bet your dad loved that.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that's really. So I have my mom and dad's art, throughout the vault. My uncle is a cardboard artist, and so
this blows my mind.
There's
first thing he told me was, you need to. How much do you think that safe up there weighs? And I'm like, oh, I'm terrible with weight. It's about 1,000 pounds. He goes, go move the door. And I went to go move the door, and I go, oh my gosh, it's wood. And he goes, no, it's cardboard. It looks like a real vault. And then you have all these signs in here.
Yeah, all the cool signs.
And they look like they're hand carved wood signs.
Yeah,
but they're cardboard. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing to me. And that soft serve cone.
Yeah. The cone was made out of the corrugated cardboard, that you see in between the pieces.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm getting sidetracked.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so let's talk about your popcorn. Because I walked in and I had no idea about all these yummy flavors. And then there was something on the counter that you were showing me.
So
that I think people should know about.
You cannot find this almost nowhere except here. And this is it starts as a little potato pellet. And we get these from Spain, Barcelona to be exact.
They look like pasta.
And it's a little potato pellet.
I know, a little pellet.
We air puff it and then cheese it. And so you get a cheesed potato puff. And it is the most wonderful thing.
Do they just melt in your mouth?
And they literally do, just melt in your mouth.
And what kind of flavors do you make out of that one?
And I make also a lemon bar puff, as well as a chocolate and peanut butter.
What?
And it is delicious.
Wow.
And then the popcorn, I have a cheese popcorn. The popcorn is air popped right here. I tumble it with cheese right on premise behind me. And that's also what we serve out front. White chocolate pretzel popcorn. We've got, of course, the caramel and cheese. And then I'll have a specialty flavor during the summer. So have all that. Have other flavors that come in, hot buffalo wing popcorn to maple syrup pop. I mean, it's delicious. Yeah.
Does anybody ever come in and say, custom order something? Like say, we're having a big party and we want a
So
bunch of blue cheese
yeah,
popcorn.
so I offer these buckets, and it's a refillable deal. But I can fill those buckets with 4 different flavors. So there's always variety. And when you bring back your bucket, you get a discount on the refill.
Nice. Almost like
Yeah.
when you bring your growler in to get
That-
some beer,
ex-
you can
yeah.
get some popcorn. I love that. I just said to Curt that this is such a cool place that he should have little movie nights here in the backyard. He's got an acre,
Yep.
and then everybody could have popcorn and we could go outside and watch movies at night out here. That would be awesome.
That would be great.
See, I'm thinking for you.
Well, thank you. Because I also have 4 flavors of soft serve.
What are your flavors?
Ice cream. So I always have chocolate and vanilla. I find that probably 75 to 80% of the sales are good old chocolate and vanilla.
Of course.
And then I'll have I'll have an ice cream, and then I also have a sorbet.
Ooh.
So it's dairy free, and so I have that all summer.
And do you change the flavors of
I
the
change
sorbets?
I change those and the other flavor of the
How
ice cream
refreshing.
every
Yum.
couple weeks. Full topping bar. Behind us, there's now a candy vault that I put in last year.
I see that.
And that
back
has
there.
the Jelly Bellies. I'm going to have all kinds of different candies, which you'll also be able to top the soft serve with.
Oh, wow.
Then I've got a root beer float bar. And
That's cool.
yeah, and it's a self-serve, 3
So,
different flavors.
Go back.
Yeah.
So you get to help yourself to the ice cream,
Yes.
and then you take it back there to the little root beer bar, and then you have different flavors of root beer, and you can make your own root beer float.
You got it.
That is amazing. I
Yep.
love that. He was telling me that before. And I always said to myself, I haven't been to an A&W since I was really little, and my dad used to take us there all the time. But I one time was in Green Bay, it was 90 degrees out, and I said, oh my God, I would love a root beer float. So I went to A&W, and I'm like, why haven't I get this more often? They're so good. My dad gives us black cows
Yeah.
from the restaurant. He uses Coke or whatever, Pepsi, and throws vanilla ice cream in it, and he'd bring them home for us
Yeah.
and call them black cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, so how busy do you get here in the summer?
So we're open 11 to 8, and it gets packed.
What's your busiest time of day?
So,
After the beach or just
The busiest time, seems to be the about after lunch crowd.
after lunch?
You know, about 1 o'clock to 3:34.
That's when you have fika.
Yeah.
That's a little fika
oh, right.
time.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Is that at 3 or something?
Gotta have a little something,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to promote, this is going to be my 3rd season of serving pizza, and it's locally handmade pizza by La Cucina. And
So La Cucina,
yeah.
according to my brother Rolf, is the best pizza on the planet.
It is.
Because every
and
time he wants a pizza, he just wants to call La Cucina and have them bring it over.
So, yep, I've been offering that, and I'm hoping it catches on because you can have dinner here, have a pizza, root beer float, have ice cream. For a family of 4 could spend $50
Awesome.
instead of 200.
Do you have
So-
some place for them to sit if they just?
I do.
if
Oh
they-
God, plenty of seating.
Like what happens
out
if
front
they
and
order a
back.
pizza and they want to sit outside and
Oh.
eat? Can they sit outside and eat a pizza?
Oh, they can. Yeah. We had, matter of fact, this past Saturday, I don't know where they came from, but we had 50 people show up, and they took the whole backyard. In a couple weekends, I'm going to have.
Did you ask them where
I'm
in
gonna-
the world did you
I'm-
come
I-
from? I didn't know there's 50 people up here.
Okay, get this. I was actually in the midst of picking up the new popcorn wagon, and so I missed them. But my great employee that I have here, he helped them out. In a couple weeks, I'll be hosting a birthday party. So there's plenty of
that's a
space.
great idea.
Yeah.
Birthday
Yeah.
party here. Wow.
Yeah, lots of space. And then I've got I've got the wall of exotic jerky.
I saw
So that and it is exotic. So
they have every flavor of
Plenty-
beef jerky
plenty-
you can think of.
plenty to have a lot of food and drink.
I
and,
love that.
And I don't know if you can catch that, but that purple ball there, That is a
magic ball.
It is a real crystal ball.
Oh my God, that's super
And
dangerous. Would
so,
somebody ever drop that?
well, you can later go ahead and look into it, and you'll see the future.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Mhm.
good.
Oh, it is.
It's always good.
It always is at the vault.
It's always good at the vault. That's awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your employees. How many people does it take to run this place, do you think?
So it's nice.
efficiently?
It's really about a 2-person operation. We last year I pulled the soft serve from behind the line to out front. So it's
So
it's
they
soft,
don't have to keep.
so yeah, it's soft serve. It's by the weight. So a visitor can come in and take as little or as much as they want.
Wow.
Then they top on their own. So really, I've got one employee that mans the popcorn, and then yours truly. I'm a big advocate for this destination up here, and so I actually spend time at that round table speaking to visitors about where they can go in Door County.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they get a great experience.
I thought you were going to tell me that you have to go around and clean everything.
I do that too. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All the owners have to pick up garbage and clean the
It's
bathrooms and clean up the paper. It's just
all
like
part of it.
cleaning.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
All day.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yep.
great that you sit and talk to everybody.
Yep. They come in, and Door County North is our community business association up here. Humbly, I'm actually the president of it. And so I just value my time with the guests, and show them the brochure, show them the map, make sure they get to Ellison Bluff County Park.
Yeah, Rolf's mad at you for that.
Oh yeah, it's
He
a
comes to
secret.
the coffee table.
It's
It's
a
like,
secret.
like when he wants to go bring the dogs there, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "There's like 80 people there today." I'm like, "I think it's Curt's fault."
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So I let them
This
know
is
where
funny because Curt met Rolf, and we're at the coffee table, and he's always talking about Curt. But the reason why Rolf met Curt was we have a gal named Carrie Landstrom who's now married. That's not her married name now, but her family grew up here, and Timmy, Carrie, and Heidi all went to school with us. They worked at Al's.
Yeah.
Carrie was a waitress forever, and she rents from you.
Yes.
So when she leaves, Rolf watches Carrie's dog, who happens to live. Then Rolf moves in right with Curt in a separate area. So you guys met that way, right?
Yeah, that was it.
So they have Rolf watches this dog Rondo, who is now part of the coffee table, of course. It's like a 12, 13-year-old blindish dog. And Rolf takes him to Ellison Bluff. Rolf takes him everywhere walking now. And now the dog wants to go for walks all the time.
Yeah.
But that's how Rolf met you.
Yeah. I just had him over for a brunch, and then the brunch turned into dinner.
And see, now Rolf has been telling us stories that you tell us at the coffee table, and we're all just mesmerized about these stories.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah. See, now Rolf likes to, he's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
What did you tell me when I came in? You've never had a conversation?
No, I've never had a 10-hour conversation with a woman or a man. And that was, it was delightful,
So Rolf and him got together and they talked for 10 hours. I love it.
Yeah.
But you have a lot to talk about it, but he asked you a million questions.
Well, and vice versa.
He's like me.
Yeah.
I'm always asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. Well, talk a little bit about your hours again.
Yeah, 11 to in May-ish, 11 to 5. Once the season kicks in, 11 to 8, 7 days a week.
7 days a week. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have a website?
I do, and it is vaultdoorcounty.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
vaultdoorcounty.com. What else can I ask you? Can they order pizza in advance?
Yes, they can. Thank you.
Yeah.
They can.
And they can pick it up or something?
Go to my website or Google Maps. You'll see my number.
So they just phone in?
They just phone in. I can bake it here, or they can do take and bake.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to know because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to feed those screaming kids after the
Yes.
beach. And the other thing I like was he has some barrels right here. What do you call those? The pails?
Oh, the pails. Yeah, the refillable. Yep.
So I asked him if anyone ever comes in here and has a special event and do they want lots of popcorn to take with them. And then he's got these 2 pails here. So tell them about that.
So I have it. Yeah, actually, and there's a 1 gallon, 2 gallon, and 3 gallon. I can split it into 4 flavors, and I've actually done these as wedding gifts or wedding treats for the party. And so I do those probably
Smart.
4 or 5 times a year.
I love
Yeah.
that.
And I actually have a little half-gallon pail
Uh-huh.
as the little gift from the bride and groom.
That's
so
great.
yeah, it's, I mean, anything. I can do anything, any type of gifting. It's wonderful.
Okay, well, there's this
So-
one little thing I need to read because he has a box here that he saved
gosh.
everything in this box
Yes,
where he is sold, and we've been eating popcorn.
that's
It's really-
right.
It's really good.
Kettle popped.
Yeah. He actually popped today.
Yes.
So he has this box that he's saved for a really long time. And this is all the
This-
places that you've sold your popcorn.
This was 1984. So this is my briefcase sketch of Wilson's. But this is my original checkbook with all the bills back from, and a Wilson's menu.
I love it, the old bank book.
Back from summer of '84.
That's awesome.
And then I guess I wrote that
He wrote this.
to
And this is
share
interesting.
with visitors. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. It's a fact. Most of us snack. We snack at parties, at the movies, at ball games, and while we're studying. Popcorn is one of the few popular snacky foods that tastes good and provides solid food value. It's wholesome, naturally delicious, and surprisingly low in calories. It is. Until I put all the butter on it.
Mhm.
Naturally good tasting, 1 cup of popcorn unbuttered has less calories than 1 corn muffin, 1 cup of corn flakes.
Oh yeah, yep.
Or 1 cup of corn chips. A calorie counter's delight. Unbuttered popcorn has between 25 and 55 calories per cup. If lightly drizzled with butter or oil, it has 48 to 65 calories per cup. So we should splurge to put the butter on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thanks for coming by and enjoying one of the Earth's most natural foods, popcorn. More ideas, hand out recipes for popcorn pies and balls. Oh, popcorn balls.
Yeah.
I love those. And print on popcorn bags a history of our wagon. This is awesome.
Oh my gosh. I have to, okay. One last thing. Forgot to bring this little. So
yeah.
we made this little bag to put our seeds in. So this was the old-fashioned popcorn, and
That's
so
super cool.
we're
I love that.
yeah, there you go.
I love
What do
this.
you know?
This is awesome. This was just made for you, this place.
Well, thank you.
This
Yeah,
is
it's
really
been-
cool. I'm going to end up coming here now. I just live right down the road. I
Oh.
can ride my bike here every night. This is
See, this
awesome.
is going to be the 5th season. So
Okay.
yeah, can't believe it.
5th season.
Yeah.
You don't have any plans on retiring soon, do you?
No, I don't.
Excellent.
I don't. No.
Well, do yourself a
Yeah.
favor, everybody. Come and visit Curt. And whether it's you want to talk about popcorn or any of the stuff that he has in here, you can ask him questions about Door County. He probably knows
right.
everything there is to know about it. So this is a good way to learn about some of the locals here and what everybody does and what a gift it is to have you in our community.
Thank you, Annika.
I love it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Door County Girl. And don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom of the page, and you will meet more cool people like Curt. And this is what makes Door County special. So see you later, everybody.
Yep. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.